welcome back to Smut N Study podcast. I'm Natalie.
I'm Amanda.
And today we're going to talk about the novella for the Lightlark series. So I will start by just showing, it comes in this pretty little box, and you have Oro's side, and then you have Grimm's.
You did that backwards.
Oro's side, and then you have Grimm's side. That's so funny. Okay, I'm on the right one. Okay, Grim, and then you have Oro. Okay. And the book is also really pretty. 10 out of 10 for the artwork in this
cool
book.
Concept.
But you can see that the dark and the light, and then Grimm's side, and then the pretty painted like edges of this book. And basically, this book is half of it. Well, Oro got more than half. I was kind of pissed about it, but half of it is about like. So on Oro's side, it follows him from when he was a kid, his hard life, everyone dying in his life, boohoo's dad, all this sort of stuff, how he has to become ruler. And then you switch to Grimm's side, and it's Grimm's shitty life with his shitty father, and all he does is kill, 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 and he doesn't want to do that anymore. And Grim basically turns himself in to Lightlark and is captured. And Oro basically is like, what's your plan here? Like, are you attacking? Like, what is it? And basically Grim just sacrificed himself because he was done, like, murdering, and he was over it. And so you kind of get both of their sides of growing up before they met Isla, when they met Isla, after they met Isla. But you do get, the main thing I loved was that, like, Oro and Grim, like, actually form, like, a friendship in this book.
Yeah, they were, like best friends for years.
Like, they started off as enemies, and then they realized that they literally weren't.
They're like the same people.
They're the same people. But they were just grew up, they were told to hate each other, and so they did. But then an attack happens on Lightlark, and Oro thinks that Grim is the one that organized it, even though Grim didn't organize it. And deep down, I think Oro knew Grim didn't organize it. But that severed their friendship, and then it was like they went back to like hating each other.
Yeah. I mean, it even said that Oro accused him. He was like, oh, you started the curses or whatever. And then Grim was like, no, I didn't. And he even said, I think it was in Crown Tide, he was like, you knew I didn't start it. He goes, yeah, no, I knew you were telling the truth, because he has the flair that he could tell when people were telling the truth. So he just...
It was like he needed someone to blame, and so he blamed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the person that started the curses was Aurora, because Oro's older brother was supposed to marry Aurora, and then he decided that he didn't like Aurora anymore, and he was seeing Aurora's best friend.
Yikes.
True player.
Yeah. So this book was really good, because you did get like a background of Oro, and Oro's past and upbringing was really like sad, and it made you understand why he was the way he is. And same with Grim. So I liked it because you got a deeper background of both sides and why they are the way they are. But I thoroughly did enjoy like how they were like friends, because even in Crown Tide, there are, and I guess we probably should have mentioned that there are moments where they talk about being friends.
Yeah.
And so I guess you could read this first and kind of know that when they were trying to work together, they did talk about the past friendship that they have, which you would know if you read this one first. But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Which we did read this one first because it came out before Crown Tide.
But again, the artwork is really pretty. This is like Grim, Isla, and then you have this. This one's a little bit more sad.
Yeah, I know.
Just more like, you're like, ugh, okay. So it was like a little more than half of the book was Oro, which I was like annoyed about because I thought it was like supposed to be like split. But, I think her motive was to really show Oro's past, because I really do think a lot of people are team Grim,
yeah.
And I'm still like, I finished reading this book and I said Oro's past was really sad. However, I'm still team Grim, because even reading the things, like, it was just like Oro's love for Isla and Isla's love for Oro just like did not even
compare,
touch like the pool of love that Grim and Isla had. Like, it just doesn't even go as deep. And I still was like, okay, Oro's shit is really sad and that sucks. Like I can sympathize with him more, like, in these books than just being, like, annoyed with his existence. But I still was, like, I was still team Grim. But still very good, very entertaining. Like, I read through this book really, really fast because I was, like, intrigued by the storyline and everything like that. So I would definitely recommend it.
I mean, I'm still Team Grim, but I did, like, because I feel like you kind of learn about Grim throughout the book series, about, like, how they associated Nightshade with just killing and just rough, like, so it was just always very dark, so you kind of knew that Grim came from, like, a dark place.
Oh, like an upbringing,
And Oro, you kind of figured it was opposite because he was, like, in White Lark, it was light, and, you know, he had the dad and the mom, and all that stuff, so you didn't know that his dad was still kind of a piece of shit.
And he basically had to see, like, his entire family, like, dead, and, like, he kind of caused it.
Yeah, like, he never wanted to be ruler and stuff. Yeah. But
so does Grim. So, and that's why I think it makes it so perfect, is that they're literally the same person. It's like, Grim didn't want to be ruler, he didn't want to be a killer, or it was, like, the same way. They both had, like, harsh upbringings, so, you know.
I know. I mean, I will say, like, most books, I feel like there's, like, the guy that you, like, absolutely hate because you're like, oh, what a piece of shit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't absolutely hate Oro.
No.
I feel bad for him.
Like, I wish she would get, like, his own little, like, happy ending. Yes. I just don't think it's with Isla.
No, I don't think it's with her either, but, like, I also feel bad for him because at the same time, I feel like she is kind of, like, leading him on with, like, the whole, like... But at the same time, he should just, like, he needs to get over it a little because, like, they're married at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So...
Which, again, I get it, like...
Hopeless romantic.
Yeah, he's hopelessly romantic, and, you know, to be fair, like, the whole first book, like, he's falling in love with her, and he had no idea, like, she was married, so, like, I get it, and you can't, like, turn that shit off, but at the same time, you're like, it's getting toxic now, guys.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's why she just needs to pick.
Yeah,
if she just
toxic
picks,
triangle.
you can move on.
But yeah, if you haven't read this book or just thought it was stupid, it's not. You should definitely read it. It's very good. It gives you a different perspective, for sure. And it's just really pretty.
Yeah,
so
it is really pretty.
I want to read it.
I got that in my Amazon box. I was like, whoa.
I know.
It's nice.
It's pretty. We like pretty things.
Well, that about sums it up, though.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed us babbling about this Light Lark series. And when eventually the new book comes out, we will add to this.
Yes, and hopefully she made a choice.
Yeah, otherwise we'll just get to hear us bitch some more.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening.